You've probably heard the word supply in the context of narcissism. You're his supply. He feeds your attention. Cut off the supply and he'll lose interest, right? You've heard that. It's a catchy phrase and it sounds kind of, intuitively accurate. But here's the truth. It's also deeply misleading. The idea that your husband feeds off you turns you into an object, right? And him into a villain. When in reality, what's happening is far more human, far more tragic, and it's far more solvable. Let's start here. Narcissism isn't about hunger for admiration. At its core, it's about terror of shame. Narcissism is really about terror of shame. Most narcissistic behavior, the anger, the defensiveness, the control, these are defenses against a deep internal fragility. When he criticizes, interrupts, or dominates all the nasty behavior, it's not because he's feeding, it's because his nervous system is panicking. He's trying to regulate unbearable feelings of powerlessness or inadequacy. The same way a frightened child might cling or lie or lash out. So when you're told to starve the supply, think of it. You're not healing, you're not improving the relationship, you're reacting, and that's actually adding fuel to his internal disaster. Plus, in the relational context, you're still locked inside the same emotional game. You're just playing defense instead of offense. That's not great. Hey, click on the subscribe button and the like button right now. That helps you get notified of fresh content on this channel. It also helps many other women find this content for their journey. So you're giving a gift to women who you might never meet. You can also click the link in the description to join our Detox Your Marriage Skool community, where you'll discover many more free resources to help you on your journey, and you can interact with other courageous women on the same journey. So think of your marriage not as predator and prey, but as a co-regulation loop gone wrong, gone disastrously wrong. You see, every human nervous system tries to regulate through relationship. That's how we're wired. But in narcissistic dynamics, both partners pretty quickly become dysregulated. He's using control, blame, the appearance of superiority, let's be honest, to steady himself. And you end up using empathy, appeasement, and over-functioning, over-explaining to keep the peace. See, think about it. Both of you are trying to feel safe, and neither feels safe for very long. So the relationship becomes a loop of survival behaviors, not a partnership of mutual growth. And calling that supply, it oversimplifies what's actually a neurobiological feedback loop. So here's a more accurate map. I call it the regulation triangle. Think of it starting over here, but it's a loop, but we need a place to start. A perceived threat, right? He feels exposed, criticized, or small, inadequate in some way. And so he manages that with a defensive strategy. He attacks, blames, or withdraws in an attempt to control. And then next step is the counter strategy. You react with attempting to soothe, explain, or you silence yourself in an attempt to calm him down. Whoop. Reset the loop. Away we go again. Rinse and repeat. He feels powerful again. You feel empty, anxious, and unseen. See, this isn't supply. This is two nervous systems stuck in survival mode. So thinking this way, and this is just neuroscience talking here, healing isn't about starving him of supply. That's never going to work. Healing is about withdrawing from co-regulation contract. The cycle, the loop. You stop You stop being his emotional shock absorber. You stop explaining your worth. You stop trying to heal him through your self-erasure. Instead, you build emotional sovereignty. That's the ability to hold peace inside your own body, even when there's chaos going on around you. It's kind of a biblical idea there if you stop to think about it. That's how you reclaim your nervous system and your dignity. This is not coldness. This is maturity. This is the fruit of healing. If you come from a faith perspective, remember, God didn't design marriage as a feeding frenzy, right? Like, come on. You're not supply. You're an image bearer of infinite dignity. In Scripture, we're told to love our neighbor as ourselves, not instead of ourselves. Love without boundaries, that's not love. It's codependency dressed up as devotion. It's just codependency putting on Sunday clothes. You were never meant, it's not your calling, it's not your assignment to heal another person's brokenness by sacrificing your own. That is never the calculus in relationship. So if you've been living in this dynamic, feeling confused, guilty, or like you've lost yourself, please understand that's not weakness, that's a trauma response that you're living in, and you can heal it. We've created a space called the Detox Your Marriage community where women like you are learning to reclaim their peace, their respect, their self-trust without losing their compassion or their faith. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You'll find short trainings, daily connection is available with other women that are on the same journey. Other women that actually understand what you're living and not going to give you that quick, oh, you should just leave the bum. You've already been down that road. You don't want to do that. For whatever reasons are compelling inside you. You've decided, I want to try and stay. I want to try and make this work. So if you're ready for direct clarity, by the way, you can book a 15-minute quick start call with me or my team. It's not therapy and it's not sales. There's nothing to buy there. It's a roadmap. We create a roadmap in a quick call to help you see what's actually happening and what can be next for your healing if you're at that place of commitment to yourself. You'll find the links below. Forget the supply story. It's not accurate, it's not helpful, it's not beneficial. You're not fuel for somebody else's ego. You're a whole person created for peace, mutuality, and emotional safety. When you begin to see the dynamic through the lens of nervous system regulation, not villainy, you gain your power again. Not to change him necessarily, although that happens, but the power to change your participation in the system. That's where your healing begins. That's where your clarity is born, and that's where freedom, real, grounded, peaceful freedom starts. I'll see you inside the community.